Oh, sunny New York City today. Thank God. For a change. Windy, but that's okay. I have to hold on to my phone. I might just put it in my handbag if it get too crazy. It is a Monday, April 5th, 2021. It is right now quarter to 2 p.m. It's 1:45 p.m. The sun is like, it's still, up there, like, I saw how it changed, like, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we went from, at this time the sun would be like the horizon already. But right now the sun is like almost above me. It's like right here. Really nice, really warm. Except for the winds, but that's alright. That's alright, Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm like, it's crazy, that I got to live to be 56, apparently. Knock on wood. There's no wood no more. No wood. Oh, that's good, that we're protecting the trees. Here it comes. So, I was like, I have no idea what to talk about, to tell you the truth. I mean, like, well, I said the same thing in my native tongue, and I ended up recording an hour. For bullshit. I don't know. I guess in 10 years I'll know if I actually said anything or not. Yesterday I made 4 videos in my native tongue. Not yesterday, was it like, when was it, like Saturday? I think it was Saturday. I was talking and I kept, I had it on the selfie stick. It was like a tripod, and it looked like you can be used like a selfie stick when you close the legs. So I went all the way to Fordham, just renting, like, and I got like, how I think is how similar it is right now as if it was in colonial times, I guess, slavery, chattel slavery, and stuff that, and I mean, this is not new, obviously. I heard people saying this from the beginning, how we have other citizens, just like you, like everybody else, shaming you, like, you gotta put the muscle, muscle up, and if they don't tell you, they look at you, or they shame you, they it's not as much as it used to be, but it's still, I mean, like, I feel like, if somebody's gonna talk, whatever, somebody come over here, I have my mask right now, so if you come near me, you gotta put on the mask. But it's the opposite. A lot of times people, they just start talking and the mask fall off, and like, spitting each other. But something ain't right, because if it was true, I mean, like, every day I see videos of people partying like it's 1999 without a muzzle, like groping each other, whatever, like this morning I saw one from the Dominican Republic, which is not a republic, it's a colony. They had this huge party, you know, like it was like I don't know if it was at the beach or something, but it was in the house. You see people like packed, jam-packed. So if it's true, I mean, like, there would be no humanity by now. There would be no humanity. I see that, you know, like, even here, you know, you go sometimes, like, I mean, yesterday I made a wrong turn, and there were some, you know, I was like, I don't know, pointing at nobody. I got the selfie stick. I was talking like this, you know. It's like, but still, you can feel the energy, like, because I don't want to go on 182, you know. So I went a couple of blocks out. On a Sunday, that's like a big no-no. Like, what the hell? I'm not even looking at you. Like, whatever. I'm like, but people just get so paranoid. Like what? You see a pale bitch with a, you know, I was like this. I was like talking, you know, like in my native tongue. And, you know, when I got to close to Fordham, you know, as I was saying, you know, like, you know, what's the difference? What's the difference, you know, the plantation back in the days and today's days, you know? You have a lot of people like, you know, snitching or whatever, you know, taking these videos. And, oh, master, mira, look, master, this is like, you know, this is what they are, like, you know. And then you get like a pat in the hair. Good girl, good girl. And we go like, ah. They throw a couple of biscuits and bitch end up squirting right there and then. You know, and I had like 5 Dominicans listening to me all the way to Fordham, and then I crossed the street. I was like, I want to like, I said like, not much different than back in the plantation when you got these snitches like, you know, like, oh, the master loved me and told me that I'm very special because, you know, he told me I'm his ears, I'm his eyes, well, when he's not around. And, you know, I can just be there, you know, like Rosa Perez. That's her name, Rosa Perez. Rosa Perez, you know, a tiny little piece of shit, you know, like, she was the first one who went in like, you know, oh, master, you know, I want to kiss your ass, let me spread your cheeks, you don't have to shower, you know, like, filthy whore. I mean, like, you know, and it obviously was a setup because everybody else who did the recording, you know, everybody else who did the recording is like, you know, was very like, hi, good morning, oh my god, yeah, where the muscle? And she was like, respect, like really ratchet, you know, like, just like, it's up to us, New York, it's up to us, like, whatever, like, you know. And they was playing that shit like every 3 minutes, like, you know, like Kerry Washington, how they're like, she thought if she was Kerry Washington, I mean, like, everybody else's announcement, very feminine. This one came out like a, I'm like, I tagged her one day because, you know, I showed her a picture of the bus. I told her, you know, they kick us out of the bus right before the bridge. And they made us wait for the next bus. And then we all got like sardines. So you're telling me that they actually care about keeping our safety distance and stuff, you know. They do that all the time. I think they're doing it on purpose. You know, I don't like to take the one train no more because it's like, uppity motherfuckers that they want to like torture right there and there. And so, but I got in there and I'm like getting so distracted. They're staring at me. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Alright, but the air is going down, so. But what I want to say is like you see how their tactics, they never get old. They never get old because we never push back, we never fight back, we never like say like, hey, I think that's, like I said, they always take two sides of the story. They take both sides of the story. When they feel like, oh no, vigilantism, we're not encouraging vigilantism. But what we saw this last year, they encouraging vigilantism, even as problematic as it is, like there's always some thirsty bitch that gonna go like above and beyond and gonna be like, trying to scold you, whatever. This is why I don't like. I used to go like, oh my God, they beat that bitch up. I was like, oh, have you seen her mouth? That bitch got some mouth. I mean like, who like to be talked like you are 5-7 years old? Nobody. I don't like to be talked down like that. This is why I have a social worker, a patient navigator, and like, he gotta be on the phone, and he gotta tell them like, hey, I'm this, and then everything goes smoothly. Everything goes smoothly because they know like, oh, that's from another clinic, and like, whatever. It's like they know why I have a social worker that I have to have in order to make those calls. Because I don't like to, to put up with that shit, and this morning I'm still trying to make my ultrasound appointment. It turned out that what I need is a film. There's a film, and when they do the ultrasound, they gotta be like side by side to see where the target areas they want to concentrate the ultrasound. Now I understand. So I had to wait 3 months till I talked to my PCP, and he told me like no. So I told my caseworker this morning, I said like, let's give it one more shot. Let's give it one more shot because that radiology center is superb. Compared to, we haven't opened the water fountains yet. Unbelievable. Look at the time. It is. I mean, it's like, what is it today? I said April 5th. Damn, tomorrow's my birthday. So, I'm just going to turn my thumbs on all this stuff. And you gotta be alert in New York City, like you have to be looking at the glass behind you and whatnot. Yeah, there's like no pushback. I mean, like that should have been like. I mean, I'm thinking like that should have been like, hey, you're encouraging people to snitch on anybody who's not, and that's not right. That goes against, human rights. But that's what they want, to create this paranoia, to create this, to make people very stressful. You know, that's why they make us eat so much starch, because starch destroys our nervous system. That's why people are like, you say good morning and they want to beat you up because you say good morning, because they're on edge. They're on edge. Look at the DMX, they say he OD'd. They don't know how to deal with this matrix. So many people, you know, my ex included. You know, he just don't. He just don't. You know, he wanna have sex all day, every day. That's it. You know what you know, there's. I tell him. You know, there's other coping skills. There's only other coping. So like, whatever. It just give me sex. You know, I mean, that was me. That was me. You know, first it was food. That's why it was so hard when my mom finally, you know, she realized that she was, you know, well, she started like at an early age. She started exhibiting signs of decay, her body, you know. And so she know, like, she's pale. She's very pale, my mom. So, yeah, to me that was my thing. That was my thing. I was like, food, and more food. I was like 350 pounds, you know, and that was it. And then they were sex. But you just gotta be like, you know, I wonder why they don't explain to our children this, you know, yeah, the world, you know, it's kind of like tricky. The world, you know, sometimes can throw you off. But you know what? There's something called, you know, coping skills. So you can, you know, continue living your life at the same time that you feel like, whatever, like the word that you like to use, trigger. You can feel triggered. You can feel overwhelmed with emotions or thoughts or whatever. There's a way, like, there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it, you know, to go through your day without, like, this is why, like, you know, it's hard sometimes to trust men, because if they don't know themselves, it's like, come on. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, don't get triggered. I don't say them, but, you know, always acting out. You know, I tell them, you're acting out. You know, and I even tell them, you know, sometimes you know, when I talk about this, it's like, I said, I almost call him like, you have a speech impediment. They have a speech impediment. Nothing. One time I spoke with his mom, and she says, like, that's him. That's he always been like that. I'm like, red flag. I mean, like, you know, what happened to him? What happened to him? And of course, he's terrified of talking because, you know, you don't want to lose, you know, sex. And it's working. It's working out. You know, I don't want to meet nobody. And I guess you don't want to meet nobody. But we want to, you know, get our needs met. So we're each other's crutch, I guess. But I feel like, am I harming him? Because, you know, I know he continued to meet up women, I guess. You know, it's like, I mean, like, they're scared. They're very scared. I mean, like, to look for somebody. But, you know, this is the perfect time for men. Even if you don't have education, so to speak, you don't have a job, you can, you know, because there's an epidemic of women who was drinking the Kool-Aid. They took their sweet time, you know, traveling the world, you know, doing themselves, you know, like they say typically, do you, girl, you know, yeah, and going to college, going to whatever, and then they turn 35 and they say, okay, now I'm ready. I'm sick of hooking up. Come on, men can tell. Like my friend tell me, like we can tell. We can tell. I mean, like it's not the same. It's not the same. It's been used and abused. I mean, it's just. I guess it's just their nature. They don't want it. Like, I mean, even anybody. We're gonna give you a bicycle. We're gonna give you a car. You want a used car or you want a new car? I can guarantee you 99%. Well, I would say a used car because, I don't want nobody to steal it. Give me the most beat up car that I don't even have to close the windows. Can you imagine for me having a luxury car be like, and I've seen people like, they don't sleep. They're like dreaming of their car. What's happening to my car? Like, don't touch the car. I've been to people's cars like, don't sit like that. Like, no, I don't want a new car, but most people, they want new, fresh, new. That's why feminism make us believe like, you'll find somebody. Yeah, you'll find somebody, but broke. Or somebody who like, like you get what you get. You get what you get. You waited too long and like, I mean, if it's a real man of means, I mean, like, I don't think he will sacrifice it. Like, well, okay, let me get this busted thing, and I mean, that's usually because they was high school sweethearts and they have some rapport, trust, whatever, and yeah, but, I mean, monogamy is insane. How can somebody be monogamous? And, I mean, like the new generations, I think like millennials, centennials, the men are very, very emotional, very, very soft, very like, I've seen them. They put down both of the lids in the toilet, not just one. They close the toilet. They know what to say, how to say it. They even know about, supposedly whatever, transgender or whatever shit. And they're regurgitating that, like. But, I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird what we're doing to men. Like I say, you get heartbroken to see a lion in the zoo. You see heartbroken to see, a tiger in a circus show, a circus act. Those majestic beasts. And we don't feel nothing to see our men like, carrying our handbag. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. They even had a show. That was the name of the show. It was Yes, Dear. Yes, dear. Like, oh my God. Like, like I say, that was the best advice my mom gave me. Leave the damn cat alone. I want him to catch the rats. And, that made sense to me. I say, okay, that's why we got a cat. The cat is not for me to be like, torturing the cat or whatever. I don't know what I was doing. I loved animals, supposedly, myself, as I can remember. I used to have snakes, all kinds of birds, cats, not dogs. My mom didn't like dogs. But that changed for my older sister. My older sister and her son, they cannot be without a dog. And they have the same dog. They have the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren of the dog that they used to have. And they're dog people. Somebody was saying that we like to have cats because that's how we want to treat men. Maybe I'll change the cat litter and that's about it. We don't want no responsibility now. We see everything as a burden. We see cooking as an insult, like something shameful to cook. What are you talking about? It's like, and that's the most important task. You know, the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. And if we allow corporations to feed our children, and they're like, oh, they're too violent. Look at them. They're like, you know, too emotional. Yeah, because, you know, once again, I saw you with, you know, that bag of fast food going home with 2 pizzas, with 2 this, 2 that. It's like, come on. I can understand on the weekend, you know, 7 days a week, you see them with bags of shit. I mean, literal shit. You know? It's like, oh, but if it's your car, oh no, get me premium. I want premium for my car. Yeah, you want premium for your car, but for your children, you go to Dollar Tree. And I've seen them, Dollar Tree, shopping cart up to here. That's for your baby? I used to know this woman, she used to go get almond milk and all that stuff, you know, from the Dollar Tree. Come on. You know, you think that, you know, it's gonna be there because of what, you know? And it used to be the other way around. It used to be the other way around. Oh, it's for my baby. I'm gonna get the best for my baby. And I see a lot of people just giving them Seymours to the little babies, and they grow up really strong, really healthy, and of course breast milk. And of course we don't want to give breast milk because then the breasts start sagging. You know, and we see everything as a burden. Like, you know, oh, what they want. Oh, come on, leave me alone. You know, I have babies like next door and down the hall. You hear the screaming, get the fuck out of, shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't judge because, I mean, we all have those moments, you know. But it's 2021. They got tutorials for everything. Like, you know, I think like by now we should know what to do with those children that every time the mom go to work, they cry 3 hours. Oh, come on, there's something more, right? There gotta be something more, like, you know, like how, I don't know. They even got books. When I was a baby, I got books. I know my parents, they had books. They used to read books, parenting books. I don't think they was any good. I don't know. They still used to beat me up. Like, I don't know if they say over there that, you know, to get a belt and to have it handy everywhere. Start whipping them. Like, I don't know what they read, but I know they read a lot of magazines and shit. But I think the worst part, I think they used to ask the priest, the Catholic priest, and I think the Catholic priest was the one who was the one like something like this, you know. I mean, like, I feel like we look ridiculous, you know, like saying, oh man, all to myself. And, you know, I mean, you do the statistics, it's like 20 men for each woman. You know, so how come you want a man for yourself? And, you know, and that's normal. With just one man, you can repopulate the whole planet. That's all you need. You know, because now we got freezers, right? You can have all the eggs frozen and just inseminate them. I mean, they're so stupid that, you know, they always go donating sperm. They always go like, you know, sometimes they get paid, but most of the time they're like, don't realize it's like their own demise. They were like, okay, so. But that's the cracker. You know, see, like, you don't need them. You go to a sperm bank. You look at the catalog and you get whatever you want. Yeah, right. Because crackers don't lie. Everything they lie. Everything they lie. They say this shit is good, whatever. I don't believe this shit is like good. Hola, ¿cómo estás, niña? ¿No saludas? Mi madre. Ya salió, ya llegó the queen, the queen of the park. She arrived. It's a beautiful kitty cat, but she's so skinny. Just like my cat, she don't eat much. I don't know. That's how I know that she's not what she look like. You know, she's lean and mean. So she's not like Ocelote. Ocelote, he was supposed to be a Maine Coon because they are like fat, you know, with little legs. They look kind of funny. You know, he's still very agile because I only feed him in the evening. That's it. Only in the evening. Then they eat him. It used to be like, you know, morning, afternoon, and like meow meow meow. So you can go meow 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 all you want, but you know, only once. And now the appetite is less, and you know. But he's still adjusting to her. He's adjusting to her. It's like, you know, he liked her, but at the same time, he liked to be. I mean, he's an Aries. You know, March 30th. He just turned 3 years old, and you know, so I don't get involved because, you know, he's the one dealing with her. But sometimes he just come to me and like he's trying to get some space from her. She can get a little bit naggy. It's like, yeah.